Welcome to Allan Noble Sanctuary. I'm Eleanor. I'm a local resident, a member of ANGAIR and a member of the Friends of Allan Noble Sanctuary. I've been walking here for years. It is the most beautiful place, particularly since it was replanted in the early 2000s. Before that it was really just a bit of a swamp with grass around it and weeds. But it is the most beautiful urban sanctuary now. Come along with me on the ride. The best way to enter the sanctuary is via this lovely owl that stands at the entrance to the boardwalk. It was sculpted by a local resident and it is just so tactile and lovely with his feet, big feet on this log here. So from here we will go along the boardwalk and have a look at some of the birds and plants. One of the lovely plants here are these water ribbons, which have these beautiful spikes. Actually, they're really quite tactile too, and the lovely ribbon-like foliage. Another very common plant here is this tall spike rutch, which is taking over much of the area of the water and growing very well. Possibly too well, but looking very nice and providing wonderful habitat for the great variety of water birds here. One of the outstanding plants in the sanctuary is this red fruit sausage. Currently not looking at its best because the fronds are all very old, but the way they droop over the pathway and hang out are gorgeous, and in season they have beautiful little red fruits in all these fronds. They're all well gone now, hopefully been enjoyed by birds. And underneath, another very beautiful plant is this Cacao, which is doing very well here as a very effective ground cover with lovely pink flowers. A relatively new planting in the sanctuary is this absolutely gorgeous gold dust wattle, just past its best. It is quite rare in our district, so it's really great to have somewhere people can come and see it in flower looking its best. This paper flower is a great success in the sanctuary, and it's really nice because it flowers for so many months of the year with these beautiful little mauve flowers that hang down. Such a nice plant. And how about the beautiful pea flowers of this bush, the rough bush pea? Such a stunner at this time of year. And look at the backdrop. Our Australian emblem, golden wattle, that beautiful mixture of yellow, rich yellow and green. When these boardwalks were initially built, lots of people were throwing bread to the ducks and the swans, and they're very bad for them. But since the sign has been up, I've hardly ever seen anybody throwing bread to the ducks, so it's a great success. If you look carefully in the water, you might even see eels. The original owner of this area, Allan Noble, actually had an eel trail that led up to his house. He was very interested in eels. This beautiful sculpture is a real highlight of this sanctuary. It's called Buckley's Bunion. It's sculpted by two local sculptors, and it tells the story of William Buckley, an escaped convict who lived with the local Aboriginals, but it's got all sorts of aspects to it, animals and stories and little stairways with grottos, a real treat. And how about this little stunner? It looks like one gorgeous yellow flower, but it's actually made up of uncountable numbers of tiny little flowers in the centre. Absolutely beautiful. Showy podolepis, and also has lovely spoon-shaped, long, soft leaves. Such a success story here. So here we are, we've reached the end of the pathway, and one last highlight is this beautiful small-leaf Clematis twining over this other bush. This actually is the female version, And if you look carefully, you can see shining in the sun the beautiful part of the plant that's going to be the parachutes for the new seeds. So here we are at the end. It's possible to continue on, however, down here to the water, past this Norfolk Island pine that was one of 6 planted by early settlers, or you may like to go to the playground or the bark hut. Thank you for joining me on this visit to Allan Noble Sanctuary.